collection of over 200 different orchids, and if I were to ever restart my collection, I'm going to share the 5 orchids that I would rebuy again. Now, I was thinking about this because I have so many, and I really enjoy most of my orchids, but sometimes there's orchids that after they bloom, I'm not as excited about them. Maybe they don't have fragrance, or the flower is something that I don't really like. Today, the 5 orchids that I'm going to show you are a little bit different. They have some characteristics of things that I like in orchids, and I'm going to explain why. So let's get right into it. The very first orchid that I would rebuy is the Phalaenopsis bellina. And the Phalaenopsis bellina is a very, very classic orchid known for its fragrance. It's got this citrusy fragrance. It's very, very delicate. I find it very difficult to describe at times because it's a very perfumey fragrance. It's very beautiful. This one I got at the Tamiami Orchid Festival 5 years ago. I got it from a vendor named Wilson Orchids. I also have another one which is much larger, and that one I got 5 years ago. Now these, for me, are all about the fragrance. I find them quite easy to grow. I have them in mostly sphagnum moss. They like their warm temperatures indoors, and they do very well under grow lights. But what sticks out for me is the fragrance on these orchids. It's just this beautiful citrusy perfume that it's probably one of the best fragrances that you can have in an orchid. So for me, I really enjoy them, and if I were to ever restart my collection from scratch, a Phalaenopsis bellina would definitely be in that collection. The next orchid that I would purchase is my Dendrobium Inobi Purple, and I really like this one because I don't have to repot it that often. It's got beautiful flowers. Now the flowers here are not fragrant, but what I enjoy about this orchid and why I would buy it again is because it reblooms from old canes. So we have the first spike going here, but this one is capable of blooming from lots of the old canes. And in the summer and spring, they start reblooming, and I could have 5, 6, 7 spikes, just like this. So I get lots of sprays of flowers. And I find that unlike my Cattleyas that tend to spread out a lot and I have to repot them quite a lot, this is vigorous, but it has a very tight, compact growth habit. So I don't have to repot it as much, but it gives me all of these beautiful flowers. I got this from Gold Country Orchids 6 years ago. It grew well in semi-hydro. I moved it to just traditional media about 2 years ago, and it's doing very well. I find it vigorous, and I find the flowers very pretty. I also have a splash version of this, which is also just so, so beautiful, and I can't wait till it gets this big. But if this weren't in a clay pot, I would hang it on a window because when it's blooming, it blooms twice a year. It's just got so many different sprays of flowers, and it's just easy. So I would get this Inobi Purple again in a heartbeat. I would get the splash version as well, and I can't wait till the splash version is as big as this one because just the flowers are just so, so pretty. So highly recommend this one. Again, I got it at Gold Country Orchids. That was actually one of my first popular videos on this channel. If you want to check out one of those old videos, you can check out the link right there. 10 out of 10 recommend this one. Okay, the next one that I would get is kind of similar to the bellina because I really enjoy it because of the fragrance. And this one is the Phalaenopsis Sweet Memory. Now this one is not blooming right now. I repotted it last summer and it had some spider mites, so it hasn't bloomed since last summer, but when it blooms, it is constant. Now this one is also growing a basil keiki, so I'm very excited to see how it does as this starts reblooming again. But this orchid has an incredible fragrance. To me, the flower is very beautiful and it smells like the Juicy Couture perfume. It's very sophisticated. It is delicious. I got it as a gift on my birthday maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and it started a little bit smaller than this. I'd say that this is a larger orchid, so for a larger orchid to have space in my collection, it has to be very special. And this one just has an incredible fragrance. So the flowers are pretty. They're like a peachy pink, and 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it just because you could get that fragrance even from far away. You don't have to just stick your nose into it. And it's just wonderful. It's very unique. It's very pretty, and I would buy it every single time. If I were gifting someone a Phalaenopsis, that would be one that I'd consider just given that amazing fragrance. Now there's a theme here. I really enjoy fragrance. I enjoy vigor, compact size because I do grow indoors. And the next orchid won't surprise you. It is the Brassavola Little Stars. Now I've had this orchid for quite a while. It came in a box from Carmilla Orchids. It was a fragrant box, and it just had maybe 4 or 5 little growths on it. And I repotted it last year because it outgrew this exact pot, this size of pot. I had to break the pot open. So this is an incredibly vigorous orchid. It is a Brassavola nodosa hybrid, and as we know, those are very, very vigorous orchids. I made a full deep dive on the Brassavola nodosa, but this Little Stars is a hybrid of that. It blooms multiple times a year, and it has an amazing nocturnal fragrance that I very much enjoy. And it's kind of nice to go into your grow room at night and smell something because most of the orchids are fragrant during the day. So a nighttime orchid, if you're restarting your collection, I believe is a must. The vigor on it is incredible. The nodosa is very vigorous, but the Little Stars is beyond vigorous. It's very tough. If you go on vacation for a few weeks, an established plant is gonna be fine. I don't recommend you let it dry for a month, but they tend to survive on very little. They're not fussy. They sort of grow like weeds, and that fragrance is something very special as well. So I recommend the Little Stars. I massacred the roots on this orchid when I repotted it, and I don't think you can go wrong with this one. So easy, fragrant, hardy, blooms multiple times a year, and night fragrance. I think everyone needs a nocturnal blooming fragrant orchid in their collection. The last one that I would get again is my Patinera Hawaiian Charisma Hawaii, and that one is in my shelf right at the bottom. I didn't want to take it out, but let me show you real quick. It's right here. I got that orchid in 2020. I got it from Carmilla Orchids in a fragrant box where I got lots of very complex Hawaiian hybrids, and they were mostly all very vigorous. I still have all of them. If you guys want to see that unboxing, it was also an early video to this channel. You can check it out right here. But I chose that orchid because it has a wonderful lemon sorbet fragrance. And I love Cattleyas. A lot of them have a Cattleya fragrance, this like Cattleya floral that you get only in Cattleyas, but I've never quite smelled anything like that one. It literally smells like lemon sorbet, and I love it. It blooms a few times a year. I've had it bloom once 4 times a year. So the vigor is there. It's relatively compact, but it's not as small as some of my my Richard Mueller hybrids. But for me, it's the fragrance, and not only that, it has a huge flower. So even when it was a seedling, when it bloomed for the very first time, it bloomed very young. I got it in 2020 as a tiny seedling. It was blooming already in early 2021. The vigor is there, but that flower is huge. I could say the same, and I'll say a notable mention of the BLC Yuko Ito Volcano Queen. That is also a very complex Hawaiian hybrid, and that one has a huge flower. I'm only not recommending that one in my top 5 because it doesn't bloom as often, but those big flowers are very, very special. So those are the 5 that I would get, and there's so many others that I would also try again. And you guys have heard me mention Richard Mueller hybrids time and time and again. I would definitely get a couple of those, but I wanted to give you guys a couple of other options, including that Dendrobium, which I adore, just for the beautiful sprays of flowers. I would certainly buy some Neophanesia falcatas as well, just because of the fragrance on them, and they tend to be pretty small. I also wanted to mention my Dendrobium Angel Baby Little Darling. That one is so nice too, but I wanted to find some orchids that are a little bit easier to find. Little Stars is very easy to find. Bellina is very popular. The Anobis are very popular. The Dendrobium Angel Baby Little Darling, a little bit harder to find. So I wanted to share some common orchids. And if you're ever in a position where you want to start growing your collection, or if you get rid of your collection, or you're moving or something and you want to restart from scratch, these are the 5 that I would choose, and I hope I gave you some inspiration. Let me know down below if you have any of these, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye everyone!